Welcome everyone to Syndicate Entertainment. I'm Blake,
I'm Ryan.
and this is our new series that we are calling Rambling Audio Series. We
Wow.
don't edit we don't edit the audio in this video unless we go onto a break. Um, if we get rambling on a subject for about an hour, we're gonna put it up for an hour.
hmm Just kind of however long.
Yeah.
Maybe part the videos up if they get to be like 10 hours long, but they won't be that long. So,
If they get 10 hours long, we'll just cut them up.
cut them up. Different parts.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into our topic, which is colonization of other planets, moons,
Solar
dwarf
systems,
planets,
just
solar systems, whatever.
just colonization in general.
Are we going to talk about the moon colonization first, or?
Yeah, let's talk about colonizing the moon first since it's closer to home.
I know there's a lot of talk in the media about colonizing Mars. Oh, we're going to colonize Mars soon. But the moon just seems like a great place to do it.
Yeah, I think that we should work on the moon first before we start going to other planets. See if
if we need help, it's there.
yeah, see if we can even do it first. Like test it out on the moon. The moon is, in my opinion, probably the closest you'll get to Mars.
Exactly.
I mean, the moon has little to no atmosphere, or I'm pretty sure it's like a trace atmosphere.
Yeah, I think it does. So like, it's not just like a floating rock.
Yeah.
Like if you're on it, I guess would you be able to just kind of jump off and float into space?
No, there's gravity on the moon, so
Yeah, I thought so. I wasn't sure. I was gonna be like, that'd be scary if like you.
no, or else there'd have been no one coming back from the Apollo missions.
All right, so all right, I got a list here going on. So, buildings. Do you want to start with that one or?
I want to talk about like emergencies first. Like what would we do in case of an emergency on the moon? I had an idea when we went to record this yesterday. I had an idea. Let's put a space station around the moon, and
yeah.
and do like we do with the International Space Station. You know, bring in people every however many weeks, months, days it is, and have like a sort of like a pod on there that would have enough fuel to go down to the moon and get it back up to the space station. It would have enough room to bring 3-4 people, assuming that that's how big of a colony we'd put on there, in case of an emergency. So let's say they were running very low on oxygen and they had no way of getting any more oxygen. They'd send that down, pick up the people, and then go back into the space station.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would send another rocket there to pick them up and bring them back home.
Yeah.
I think that that'd be a very good idea for the moon.
It would be very good idea, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like that space station, you could keep like extra supplies in it just in case repairs.
Yeah.
And I guess would it just orbit the moon?
Yeah, it would just orbit the moon. There would be a couple people in there to do maintenance and stuff, and to keep in contact with the colony as well, and just of course send that pod out in order to get them in case of an emergency.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Sorry, that was my Xbox. I forgot to turn it off. But yeah, just keeping like extra repairs in there, extra food. People in there keeping in contact, making sure everything's okay.
Yeah. Oxygen tanks, of course.
Oxygen tanks. Even having one, like for example, if they put one of those around Mars, that'd be a great idea.
The only problem is how Mars is like a whole planet, so it might be harder to send that emergency pod down, and you wouldn't be able to filter it out. So
yeah,
they probably wouldn't do that at first. They would do that once that they could, I don't know, shorten the journey to maybe like a month or two.
Yeah, because right now it's what, a year, I think.
Yeah, just about a year.
It's a year's worth of travel.
Yeah,
so I don't think they want people kind of sitting in there for a year.
Yeah,
thing through.
That and it would just be a huge waste of money to just filter people in and out around a space station near Mars for a colony that might not last a couple months.
Yeah, I don't believe the first colony will last. Like we were talking about this yesterday when we attempted to make this video. Yeah, I don't believe that the first colony is going to last very long.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably just gonna end up starving to death or fires or explosions or something within the colony.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or they'll just go crazy or something.
Alrighty, so should we talk about the like the buildings?
Yeah, let's talk about the colony buildings for the moon.
So I think you were the one who said this when we were talking about it in like a private conversation
Yeah.
about how they should send pieces of it.
Yeah, I think I think what we should do is we should for the colony, for the moon to be specific, for the moon. There how you would do it in Kerbal Space Program. So I'd imagine that it works similar to real life. You would you would send the spacecraft in pieces around to orbit around just the planet, and then you would meet them all up together. You would dock them all together, and then you would take it to the moon. Of course, you would refuel it before you went to the moon. You'd send up a refueling craft. Well, what they would do then is they would have all the pieces. They would send them up in waves, of course, around the planet, and then the final launch would be the actual people to colonize.
Yeah.
So they would just dock it all together, and then they'd go to the moon. I think that that'd be a good strategy for the moon.
For Mars, though, would like.
For Mars, I think that they might just want to build it there instead of dock it all up.
All right. Yeah.
Because it's gonna. Now maybe what they could do is like they could launch it off at like all part like crucial parts needed for the colony on Mars, like launch one in Florida, launch one in Houston, one in China, one in Russia, one in Canada, one in California, one in Britain. You know, if we really needed all that, and just send them all to Mars at the same time and bring them down within, I don't know, 10 miles of each other.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good.
And instead of wasting the time docking them up, because when you're launching that thing, you got a very short window to get to Mars.
So it'd be, they would bring the pieces with them, or would they just fly them there beforehand?
They would come at the same time that the people would go there.
Okay. Yeah.
Or they would land there within a couple days, basically. What I think that they would try to do is try to get the colony parts there first, and then the people there last, so that way they can run around as soon as they get there and get all the pieces hooked up.
I think a good idea would be building a one-piecer kind of thing that all you have to do is bolt into the ground, basically.
That might be too much weight.
Pod.
If we were to do that, you might as well just live in the command module for the whole colony.
For the first day, in case you can't get it done, they basically send a single podish style thing.
Yeah, that'd be the command pod.
Yeah, the command pod, and then you just keep adding on to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
Just so, just in case, for example, day one, you don't get it done properly.
Yeah.
It's okay. You still got the command pod. You're all good. Alright. So, should we get on to the next thing? Keeping air in.
Dude, let's just talk about what's needed for the colonies, which will of course include keeping air in. For the air part, they're definitely gonna want an airtight seal. They're gonna want an airlock on every door. There's gonna be airlocks. So they would just have to take the airlock technology that's used in spacecrafts.
Oh yeah.
Just
you're gonna have to keep that shit in. How would they produce oxygen though? That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how they would either.
Would they just grow a whole shit ton of trees?
That's what I'm thinking they might do.
Right?
They might try to bring trees with them or something. I don't know.
That'd be a good strategy, if you built a dome or whatever, but the problem is with the trees die. Right.
They might.
You'd kinda be fucked. Or they might need I don't even know if this is possible, like filtering the air kind of thing, and I don't know, adding to it, I guess you could say. Who knows? I don't know.
I'm Googling that up right now.
Alrighty.
All I'm getting is terraforming, which is basically doing exactly what we're doing here, but on Mars. It'd give it an atmosphere.
Okay. So
Oh,
definitely.
that's so basically the idea that I had a couple months ago that I thought was a foolish and stupid idea, splitting water basically into hydrogen and oxygen.
Mhm.
Well, I had no idea that that could even work. Man,
Hmm.
glad that I thought that'd work. Although I'm sort of disappointed that I thought that it was stupid.
Yeah. Also terraforming. Hmm.
Yeah, what it would do is it just put enough elements into the air to where it'd give it an atmosphere,
Yeah.
which would keep, of course, heat in, heat out, cool in, cool out.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea. I don't
Yeah,
know about you, but
yeah. I saw it on like I'm pretty sure on like the Cosmos or Morgan Freeman's Through the Wormhole. Actually, I think I saw it on Morgan Freeman's Through the Wormhole. Very great show. I recommend you to watch it if you're into, outer space and shit.
uh-huh. Um, food. Food. I know you can send a whole bunch of canned food and
They would send they'd send the powdered food that comes with spacecrafts, of course, and they would probably send enough for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months after they land or when they're planned to land. They'd give them enough time to get a farm up. And addressing the water thing, I think that they would just send like expeditions up to the poles whenever they were getting low on water to collect polar ice and just melt it, and you'd
would
have
they melt
water.
it on site or would they just like take a whole bunch of like ice?
Take a whole bunch of ice with them. Take a whole bunch of ice with them, and some
Would they,
sort of like refrigerator unit to keep it cold. And then when they get it back there, they would melt it, which would then give them water and oxygen.
so would they saw the ice like take like a freaking ice saw and just cut it? Kind of thing?
I think that I think that that would probably be what they would do. They would find actually they'd probably take like
A pick, yeah, that's what I was
a
talking about.
pick to conserve on electricity, of course, because yeah, they'll probably have solar panels, but they don't want to overwork their solar panels.
They have to build special like what are they called? Is there a car on the moon?
Is there a what?
Is there like a car on the moon? I know there might be in
Like rovers?
yeah, like rovers. That's I think that's the word I'm looking for. A rover.
Yeah, they've used rovers on the moon before.
Okay, yeah. They need like special rovers for that, and like tough tires.
Yeah, I think that they might use just Goodyear tires.
Goodyear, yeah.
I'm not quite sure.
No, they'd have to bring a lot of tires though too. Keep
Yeah,
that going.
and of course, like actually, an air pump might not work really.
Yeah. Uh, let's see. We talked about the cars, bringing tires.
Yeah,
What if they find a park
they
though to fix it?
what?
They might have to like eventually have like multiple cars there
Yeah.
or multiple.
Yeah, I was gonna say that they might want to bring enough parts for multiple rovers, or send them multiple rovers, I should say, or send them multiple parts for rovers in those spacecrafts I was talking about.
Yeah, they'd have to like send like monthly. Like for example, the first wave leaves, and like a month after they send the next one and the next one.
Yeah,
So they'll eventually have enough.
yeah. I think the first colony there is going to be the setting up the colony type thing and maybe living for a couple months, and then colonies will just cycle through.
Yeah.
And cycle through that one, and maybe build a couple more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would have to be near the poles though, just so they can get that ice.
They'd want to land. I would think they'd want to land near the North Pole, considering that they'd be more likely to get sun from the North Pole.
Yeah. So we talked about the water with the poles. Entertainment. Are we talking about needs first or
Uh,
in general?
I think we've really gone over the needs. So yeah,
Needs well,
let's talk about entertainment. They'd want to bring books, of course. Books. A way to play like CDs. I think that they'd want to bring this is if they can, like some sort of TV and like a DVD player.
yeah, they'd have to bring like a lot, like either a hard drive or a lot of discs and stuff,
Yeah.
to keep it all. I think maybe a hard drive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, hard drive. Maybe books, lots of books.
Yeah.
They'd want
Magazines, of course.
magazines, nudies, nudies, nudies. Yeah, 1 terabyte of porn. All right,
You know, they probably would come with porn.
probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
All
because like if they send a guy and a guy out there, which I doubt that they would do, they'd probably send a straight male and a straight woman. For the slim chance that they send like a straight man and a straight man, or a gay man and a straight woman, or just two people that would not fuck, they'd probably send them porn.
porn, 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 porn. The reason why the
Yeah,
internet.
because we don't want like rapes to happen on the colony. That would just suck. Right there. That I don't think you would ever see another colony if that happened.
Flashlights for the win.
Alrighty.
Um,
Maybe a pool table. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be pretty dope.
yeah.
Have like a, you're playing pool on Mars. We're talking about entertainment, so that's entertainment. Check
I personally think for anyone that they would send to colonize the Mars, they would send them to the moon for a couple months to just observe them.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that. Yeah, just like
And I also think that they would do, sort of how like NASA conduct or trains for like spacewalks and stuff. Like they use like gigantic pools. They would probably see if they would probably train people to see how fast they could repair something in one of those pools.
repair something in a pool. Wait, does Mars even have a lot of gravity on it?
It's got enough to keep you on the planet. But I'm just saying, like in the circumstance that like something goes wrong in the spacecraft on the way there, and you have to get out and fix it.
Yeah,
They'd want to get people knowledgeable about that.
and more quick. So like, sort of like training stuff they'd have to do is like quick construction, like bolting things down, keeping things airtight.
Yeah.
What else? Just kind of like construction in general, because I assume you'd have to get it up within a few hours of being there.
Well, they would have to be awake. They'd have to be awake when they get down there in order to land, of course.
Yeah. So let's say, yeah, they'd probably have to be awake, ready. Like you'd have a good.
Honestly, how I think that they would do it is like they would sleep up until they got the Martian encounter, and then they would burn into the point where they got themselves in a probably a polar orbit. That's how I think that they would do it if they were trying to land near one of the poles. I think they'd want to put themselves then around a polar orbit,
Mm-hmm.
and then they would fall asleep until the point where they would have to land, and then they would burn to where they would slowly fall towards the North Pole. I think where they would want to colonize, for the simple fact of getting water would be easier. It'd take a couple hours instead of a couple days probably.
Yeah.
And then once they would land, they might take a quick nap, and then they would go out and immediately collect all the parts that landed near them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess you'd have to have maybe a car or a rover or two with you, so that you can drive around, load them up,
Yeah.
take them to the spot.
It would basically be like a much larger scale of Apollo.
Uh-huh.
They like send the rover with them, and then I don't know. Maybe they might want to do like let's say they send 5 other packages. Maybe 2 of them contain some more rover parts. Like 2 of them in general contain enough rover parts to make 1 more rover. In
And
case...
you wouldn't need not a mechanic on there, so that, or everyone would at least have to have decent auto mechanic training.
Yeah.
So one person dies, let's say, you're not fucked.
Yeah.
Would you be able to communicate? That's what I'm thinking.
Back to the planet?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the probes on there are able to, so I'd imagine so.
Okay.
We're able to communicate with Voyager, which may or may not be outside of the solar system, depending on who you ask. We're able to communicate with them. It takes nearly a day, but we're able to communicate with it.
Okay.
So we have the technology, of course.
Yeah. On mechanics, medical, you need at least a couple doctors or decent training.
Yeah, you would. I think the colony that's going to Mars that's going to Mars in 2020. I think they're just sending 2 people.
2 people only?
Yeah.
Okay.
I doubt that 2 people will be enough to sustain a colony, but oh well.
Not at all. I think you would need. I think a team of 4 would be the perfect amount.
Yeah.
For the minimal amount would be 4 to send.
Yeah. One doctor, 1 mechanic, oh no, like a clown or something for entertainment purposes. Or just someone who can tell a lot of good jokes.
Yeah. But what if one person dies?
Yeah.
If there's only 2 people, what if one of you dies?
Yeah, everyone would get taught, but there'd be 1 person in the main profession that knows the most about it.
Yeah.
And of course they would teach everyone, but there would be 1 person who knows the most about one subject. So like a mechanic, a construction worker.
Yeah.
Probably someone who's gone on spacewalks before. They would want to send like an actual astronaut with them for the person to where in case something broke down on their way to Mars, they would just be able to hop out and fix it like any other day.
Yeah. Another thing is,
Okay, Yanni McYawn, fuck.
what if they only send 2 people in general?
They're fucked.
2 people. And one of you dies, the other person's gonna go nuts or kill themselves. Right?
Yeah.
Another thing they have to make sure doesn't happen is suicide.
Yeah. They would want to send mentally with their people who are mentally with their.
Yeah. At least mentally there, not to just want to commit suicide or have if they have depression,
Yeah.
They might even have to. Is there a lot of sun on Mars?
Depends on where you are, really. Sort of like Earth.
All right. They'd have to have artificial sun.
Artificial lighting.
Artificial lighting, like UV and stuff.
Yeah.
Lighting or whatever, so that you don't go nuts. Because I'd personally go nuts if without the sun, even though I like the dark a lot.
Man, you would have gone nuts by now. Come on.
Yeah.
You fucking liar.
I don't know. The sun's always nice on your skin every once in a while.
Yeah.
To go outside. Just.
Oh no! If they landed it close enough to the pole where they could get there within a couple days to get ice and bring it back, and close enough to the equator where they got sunlight, I think they'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't know, like in terms of Earth, land somewhere in Canada basically, or land in Alaska.
Yeah.
That's where they would want to land. There's enough sunlight there in Alaska to keep you from not going crazy. But you'd be able to get up to the poles within a day probably.
Leadership is another thing. Would they still have to follow all of Earth's laws? Same. This is also with rules. Would they have to follow the Earth laws?
I would think they wouldn't have to, unless they felt like being a dick about it. Because it's not Earth. It's not Earth.
I guess they'd have to follow at least international laws, in quotes.
The intergalactic laws, like the law that states that you can't claim something for one country, you can't detonate nuclear devices. Which I'm pretty sure nuclear devices does relatively nothing in space, considering that it's just radiation, and more radiation. You'd just be adding a little bit more radiation.
There's intergalactic laws already?
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's the Moon Convention that, or like a, I don't know what it's called, but there's a law saying that no one can own the moon.
Well, that's understandable. You can't just say, the moon is mine. Suck a fat penis, Chucho. Have we talked about agriculture? Or is that just...
We've briefly gone over farming. There's not really much to talk about for farming.
Yeah, just greenhouses, basically. Leadership, do you think they'd elect somebody? You kind of missed that.
If they know it's good for them, no. If they know it's good for them, it'd be a council.
Yeah.
So if they send up 4 people, it'd be 25%, 25%, 25%, and 25%, and the 4 of them would make decisions together. Or at least if I were to go up, I wouldn't elect the leader.
Yeah.
I would say council this fucker.
Council, yeah. That'd be the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I talked about that. Okay. Gravity control. Since there's not a lot of gravity, do you think they'd have to create artificial gravity?
I think they just make do with the gravity that's on there.
Because I think without a lot of gravity, it kind of like it ruins your bones or hurts your bones.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So they'd probably test.
Yeah, that's why there's workout equipment on the International Space Station.
Yeah, keep your bones.
Your bones would degrade a
Melted.
lot more slower on Mars than it would in like a space station because there's gravity.
Yeah.
Or there's more gravity, I should say. There's gravity on the International Space Station. You're feeling the Earth's gravity. That's why you're not falling out. But you're not feeling all of the Earth's gravity, and that's why you don't go up to the space station forever and you don't stay there forever.
Mm-hmm. They might. I would think they'd have to build some sort of artificial gravity so that you don't go nuts. Oh, I don't have any gravity. Next to shoot up the whole colony now.
I don't know. They'd want to send people who would be capable of doing that. They'd probably want to. Excuse me. They'd want to Oh, excuse me again. They'd probably want to send someone up to the International Space Station, or the people that they were to send on that mission. They'd want to send them to the International Space Station, so that way they can get used to it.
Of course, yeah.
Used to the low gravity feeling.
Guns. Do you think they'd want to send like guns and weapons in general for protection? Because you don't know what could be on that planet, I guess you could say.
If I was in charge of it, I would. Just for the simple reason of, like you said, we don't know what's out there. Or we do, but we don't at the same time. There could be some underground civilization.
Oh, that's always possible. Mars is just uninhabitable, so uninhabitable. So.
Because we have our speculations of what Mars was like before it turned into what it is now, and it's like NASA put up a simulation of what Mars might have looked like billions of years ago. There could have been life all over the fucking place, and they could have moved to like underground civilizations.
Yeah.
To stay alive, and they could see a bunch of people running around like virtually claiming it as theirs and say fuck this and just kill them or attempt to kill them.
Yeah.
That, and if one person goes crazy, they need a way to get rid of them before the whole colony just falls apart.
Yeah. Of course.
And then of course want to send knives for like cutting stuff.
Knives, yes. You need lots of tools.
Yeah.
To send lots of spares, and people know how to fix tools. You have to send the good old manual tools and like the electronic ones and.
Yeah. Personally, if I knew that there would be a way of coming back to Earth, I would. Fuck yeah, I'd go on the colony.
Yeah, but you don't know whether you can get back or not.
Oh, this company that's sending up these people for the first, probably the first colony on Mars, they know that they're not coming back. They've said, you're not coming back. There won't be enough fuel.
to get there.
Or to get back. There'll be enough to get there and have a soft landing.
Once you're there, though, there's nothing left. That's
Yeah.
it.
Or there might be a little bit of fuel
What's
left in
gone
the tank, but it'd be enough to probably get them, like, I don't know, like a couple thousand meters off the ground. And then they'd
Yeah.
probably just go crashing back.
The mining, like, do you think there's any good minerals on Mars?
Probably.
Do you think it'd be different? The same as Earth?
They'd probably have similar element or similar or minerals, but there's probably a couple there that, of course, we don't have on Earth. It
I
would
know
just
we're
make
talking
sense
about
at least.
Oh, there could be something better than uranium, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It might not be on Mars. It could be in a different solar system, but I believe that there's probably something more powerful than uranium.
maybe even creating new elements.
Yeah.
That's possible too. Making man-made elements.
Yeah.
Also, another thing I just thought of is if there was another alien race, and let's say there was a rifle there or any sort of gun, and you shot one of them, is it murder or hunting?
Yeah, we need to fix that one. We haven't
Like you
addressed that
shot
one
and
yet.
killed that alien life form.
In my opinion, it should be murder.
Murder?
Yeah, murder. Because it was an intelligent life form that hopefully came in peace.
Like, but how smart would this life form be? Let's say it was as smart as a dog. Like it was exactly like a dog, basically. Let's say it walked on four legs and it looked like a dog, but it had scales. Let's say, and you shot it.
Murder, since it's not from this planet. That's how I would chalk it up, at least, is murder.
Murder?
Yeah, murder.
Like,
I think just killing any life form outside of the planet that's not like bacteria or something should be considered murder.
murder?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Just for the
I could agree.
just for the simple fact, if it's a foreign life form, and that could issue war. That could issue a war against planet Earth and Mars. Let's
Unless
say.
it's self-defense.
Yeah,
unless
unless it's self-defense.
Okay. Yeah. I agree with that.
I think we just follow the same murder laws that we have here. Unless it was in self-defense, you would get punished. Like, I don't know, no dinner tonight.
No dinner tonight, Billy.
No!
So is that all we got for Mars, or is anything else?
I think that's pretty much what we got from Mars here.
Mars. Leave in the comments below if you got anything else about Mars. But until then, if you want to talk about Mars some more, leave it in the comments. But we're going to talk about Titan.
Oh yeah, let's talk about colonizing other places, like, Titan, other moons, what other planets might be colonizable.
Mm-hmm. Titan. So, for you, those of you who don't know, Titan is a moon of Jupiter. Am I correct?
Saturn.
Saturn?
Yeah. I don't know much about Titan. All I know is basically probably what you know, that it's got ice on it.
Ice, yeah.
And that it's also got a atmosphere on it too.
It's got an atmosphere and ice. Basically,
It's the
really
only object other than Earth for which clear evidence of stable bodies of surface liquid have been found.
Oh yeah. That just, to me, seems amazing.
Yeah, I think that's probably our third best bet, other than of course our moon and Mars.
Like Titan, the fact that there could be water underneath there means that there could be life forms in that water, like fish, let's say.
Yeah, I think if there's some way to melt the ice on it, you'll see not colonies, you'll see like continents on it, like land continents.
Underneath the ice?
Yeah.
What is under the ice, though? What do you think? Do you think land,
Land.
water?
Land and water. I think they're in an ice age, really.
Ice Age, yeah. That's a perfect example. Like, Earth was like that.
Yeah. No, not of course. Not all of the Earth is in the ice age. I believe. I believe that there was still or I'm pretty sure once that the ice started melting, there was surface water, so it could be within a couple million years of being over with its ice age, or not a couple million. It could be like a couple 100,000 years of being over with its ice age.
It could be. Yeah, that is true. So, for Titan, I guess that's enough about Titan. What about other places? Like, we could think of. There could be places like Earth out there.
Yeah, we've found a lot of Earth-like places with, I believe it's the Hubble telescope, but they're like millions of light years away. There's no way we'll get to them in our lifetime.
Too far, very far.
Yeah.
Not in our lifetime, but maybe way down the road in the future, we will find ways to get there. And I think that'd be cool. There could be possibly life on there. I believe there's life out there, but it'd be self-centered to think that we're not the only ones out there.
Yeah.
Or that we are the only ones out there.
Yeah, I believe that there's intelligent life form out there other than us.
Is that all we got?
Let's talk about what other planets might be colonizable, like in our solar system.
In our solar system, well, Venus is too hot, so anything past Earth is too hot.
Except Mars. I don't know. We might one day get a Pluto colony up.
Isn't Mars after Earth?
Yeah, I thought that you were saying like
Oh.
I thought you were saying everything except Earth.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe at one point we might colonize Venus once we can work out the temperature issue and the storms issue.
Nothing in our lifetime.
Yeah, nothing in our lifetime, except for Mars and
the
Moon.
Mars, the Moon,
maybe Titan.
Maybe I think Titan near the end of our lifetime we'll start going there.
Yeah.
Nothing gaseous. I don't think we'll be able to go to any gas planets.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they don't have I don't think they have surfaces. Like I don't think Saturn has a surface.
Saturn. Jeez. Saturn or wait, is Uranus Uranus.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a gaseous planet. I don't think it has surface on it either.
Surface on it, yeah. There's a lot of gaseous planets out there. Basically, all we can colonize are the cold rocks.
Oh, Saturn does have a surface.
Oh,
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna search it up real quick. Informationes about. I don't really know much about Saturn, so.
And according to dailymail.co.uk, this is August 7th, 2009. While we're talking about this, we've just been like going through Google. Apparently, the surface of Titan closely resembles Earth, with an assortment of mountains, lakes, and volcanoes. I'll link to the Daily Mail article in the description below in case you want to read it.
Okay. That's pretty sweet, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I think it's possible to colonize Pluto.
Maybe.
Not Mercury. Mercury's too hot. Neptune's gas. Uranus. That's just gas. Jupiter, I'm pretty sure it's just gas. See, whenever I see Jupiter, it reminds me of that desert in Star Wars. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called, but where like all the Hutt cartels are and stuff.
Yeah.
Where the Hutt cartel is. This is awesome. Pluto, yes. Mars, yes.
Venus, maybe.
Saturn, possibly.
I don't think you'll get Saturn considering it's the. I just don't think you'll get Saturn. Titan, yes.
Is Saturn cold?
I have no idea. I don't know much about Saturn.
Okay. Um, are we the fourth planet for the sun?
Holy shit, that's too hot. Or not as hot as. Oh, minus. Oh, no, that too cold. Saturn's average surface temperature is negative 288 degrees Fahrenheit, which is negative 178 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, that's cold.
Yeah, that's cold.
Possible.
Maybe one
Though.
day. Maybe one day.
One day. I think it's out there one day.
Yeah.
Like if it's just a big rock. Yeah, one day. One day. Well, that's all I got to say. I got nothing to say. I see a lot of wells.
Yeah, I think that we've virtually talked about as much as we can for this episode.
Sorry if this episode was a little slow with our talking and some awkward silences, I guess.
Yeah.
But just a rambling series.
Yeah.
Not really much more exciting than talking about colonization.
Yeah.
It's just, this is pretty cool. So yes, leave your thoughts, comments, and whatever you guys want to talk about down below.
Thank you for watching Cynic and Entertainment. I'm Blake.
I'm Ryan.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and have a great life.